Digital marketing. 6 powerful online marketing tools to turn your social media presence into a money-making machine. Discover how to start a profitable online business, personal brand, or agency. Written by Michael Branding, narrated by Jim Rising. Chapter 1. Digital Marketing Trends for 2021 and Beyond. Let's start our discussion about digital marketing by taking a look at the most promising trends for 2021. What are the predictions on digital marketing trends in 2021? What news can be foreseen in the trends that will characterize all forms of digital marketing in the next year? At the beginning of 2020, the arrival of the COVID-19 pandemic subverted a large part of the prospects for the evolution of digital marketing outlined in 2019. Obviously, the most disregarded ones were the strategies inherent to the forms of marketing more linked to the territory, and those based on a direct relationship between companies and customers. Furthermore, those market sectors whose products or services necessarily require the physical presence of the consumer in the place where the service is provided, for example, tourism and entertainment, have suffered a collapse that no marketing action could ever have mitigated. On the other hand, those companies whose products or services can be used directly through digital channels, or in general those companies that already long before 2020 had begun to integrate the Internet and the web among the channels of direct relationship with the public, have found a minor decrease, or paradoxically, even a substantial increase in revenues. This is because consumers, even the most inexperienced or reluctant ones, have channeled a large part of their purchases to online channels. Therefore, if in general 2020 was a terrible year for the economy and businesses, the e-commerce and digital marketing sector in many ways registered positive growth. Consumers who've been forced to remain indoors or have suffered from travel restrictions imposed by various government regulations have focused their attention on all the opportunities offered by companies present online. On the one hand, this has further spurred the interest in using e-commerce sites on the part of those who already use them regularly. On the other hand, it has led to a significant part of consumers attributable to the shares of the late majority, people who are more reluctant to use new technological opportunities compared to average population, and laggards, people who express a form of aversion to innovation and remain more than all anchored to traditional or customary behaviors, to experiment with online purchases or dialogue with companies through digital channels. In response to this trend, many companies that until a year ago looked with suspicion at the universe of online sales have begun to evaluate the creation of an e-commerce system. Many of these have invested in the implementation of e-commerce platforms by the end of the fourth quarter of 2020, or have applied to join generalist platforms such as Amazon or Shopify through which to sell their products. Investments in online advertising as a whole also continued to remain strong, substantially maintaining the shares of the previous year, unlike almost all other advertising channels, for example, print newspapers, TV and radio, which had a real meltdown in terms of usage and effectiveness. This is the context in which the universe of the digital market opens in 2021, and on the basis of which one wonders what the trends and innovations in digital marketing are that are likely to take place during the year. There will be fewer major technological innovations, but current technologies will be increasingly adopted. Since the advent of the Internet, it can be said that the entire online universe has been enriched by an uninterrupted flourishing of technological innovations. Many times, these have led to real revolutions in the way of interacting with the web and platforms, to the point of making it necessary to introduce new names. For example, that of Web 2.0, proposed in 2004 by Tim O'Reilly. For some time now, the curve of Internet-related technological innovations has started to get less and less steep. As for marketing, the curve grows even more slightly, and in this sense, in 2021, no real revolution or the appearance of unexpected and subversive applications and technologies is to be expected. Rather, the trend is that companies will have to learn better and better to use the tools currently available, which especially as regards the SME sector are largely ignored, or in any case not integrated in the best way into marketing strategies and activities. The use of digital marketing
Sample complete. Ready to continue?